Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a little graphic eyeliner eyeshadow kind of look inspired by pink. I've seen this one on Pinterest. I'm now, even though it probably won't make a difference to you guys because I literally use Pinterest for everything, and every time I'm on here I'm like, oh, this is inspired by Pinterest, this is inspired by Pinterest. I've like gone on like a month of no social media. Obviously I'm posting, but like I'm not even on TikTok, I'm not even allowing myself to look at sounds. Like I'm clicking the plus to create the video and then add in the sound before I make the video. And it's actually been doing quite a bit for me, and at the moment we're not even halfway through January yet, but I'm kind of thinking that I might make it stick throughout the year, but we'll take it month by month. But it's definitely given me a lot more time and it's just not rotting my brain as much. But we're back here on YouTube. Last week I did a video over on my TikTok. I did like an avant-garde fashion editorial makeup. So you won't have seen my new camera, which it's not a camera, it's a new phone. I bought it New Year's Eve, so I picked it up like a few days after that. So my videos this year are going to take another step up. Also, if it looks like I'm doing a lot of facial expressions or moving my hands a lot, it's because I actually can't see my face because I've turned the phone around. The front camera's good, and that's what I recorded my TikTok on last week. But I just wanted to try out with the back camera because the back camera is like so good. I just wanted to see what it would be like. So every so often, I just have to put the mirror behind the phone to like a viewfinder kind of thing. I don't even actually know if it's recording right now. I assume so, yes. So I hope the angles are good for this video. I hope that I'm in shot, but we'll just have to keep checking. We may as well just get straight into the video. I'm just over explaining now. So I'm just gonna start out with my brows. Please ignore this on my forehead. Well, between my brows, it's just a spot. But it's very bright today, which is lovely. I'm just brushing through my brows and I'm gonna fill them in like I normally do. And I'm probably just gonna keep covering the camera with my mirror, so I do apologise if I'm having to leave clips in that I'm doing that in, because trust me, I'll probably try and edit as many of them out as I can, but if it doesn't make sense for me to edit it out because I'm talking in the background, it's gonna have to stay in. Anyway, so I'm just using my NYX Lift and Snatch pen. Again, don't know if I'm showing you properly, but you've seen all these products before. And I'm just gonna fill in some hairs, just sparse. To be honest, my eyebrows could do with dyeing again. Anyway, guys, how was everyone's Christmas and New Year's? I am so sad that Christmas is over, and I mean, now it's like, what's the date today? The 12th of Jan, so we're a bit in. So, like, I've taken my decorations down last week. I like to leave them up till, well, I've always grown up with my mum keeping them up until 12 days after Christmas. We used to put them up 12 days before as well, but as we've gotten older, I've convinced her to put them up earlier. But she still takes them down 12 days after, so I started doing that as well. I think there's been a year or so where I've taken them down on New Year's Day, but I hate that Christmas is over, so I never want to get rid of it. But we left it sort of to the point where I was like, okay, I'm fine to like have a fresh start now. And the decorations were kind of making me sad because Christmas is more over now. So they need to come down. But yeah, so we've got a fresh room ready for the new year. I mean, we are in the new year already. And I've been sticking to some habits, some ins and outs that I've been doing. And like I said to you just a minute ago about my social media, trying not to scroll on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, anything. The only thing I'll allow myself is Pinterest because it's more creative than just brain rot. Like, I'm not scrolling and seeing what other people are doing. I'm scrolling, I'm seeing healthy food inspiration, makeup ideas. I'm seeing quotes like cute room inspo if I want to change my room up. Even on your phone settings, it's a part of creativity. So, and obviously, I watch YouTube anyway, so anyone that I want to keep up with on the internet is most likely a YouTuber that I watch anyway. So, and then I'm just taking my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, the one I always use, and I'm just going to take a flat brush from Morphe. I'm going to take some of that concealer and just conceal the underneath of my brows. Now, it's been a minute since I've done this because, well, not my brows, like recorded a YouTube video. Because obviously you saw me, I believe, the week before Christmas. And then obviously I won't have recorded the week of Christmas and same as the week of New Year's. So, and then last week I was over on TikTok, like I said. So it's been a minute, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. I want to grow my YouTube, so I know I said, oh, I'll do like 1 week I'll go over on TikTok, 1 week I'll go over here because I don't like to repeat the content. So normally when I'm posting, like I'll still post on TikTok now, but it'll be just like a transition video of the makeup, whereas you guys are seeing the process. So definitely think my makeup tutorials are more for long form content like YouTube rather than taking long form content over to TikTok. Anyway, I'm just rambling and I don't know why. Now that I've carved out under my brows, I'm just going to go in with a primer to prep the skin. So I'm just going to take my e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I feel like it's been ages since I spoke you guys through my actual skin makeup because we've done a few creative makeups, and to be honest, I've probably just skipped through to the interesting part of the makeup, so you may not have seen this in a while. And then I'm just going to take my Pink Honey face frosting in the shade Fudge Glaze. I'm just going to take my bronzing brush, and this is very pigmented so I don't like to pick up too much, but I'm just going to do a bit of under bronzing before we apply any base. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to go in with a full foundation or not. So now I'm just going to take my Revolution Skin Silk. I'm just going to apply this in small amounts on my face. Taking this made by Mitchell angled sort of fluffy brush, and I'm just going to blend it right in over all the bronzer and everything. Just want a light coverage but an even skin tone, which this foundation is definitely good for. I feel like I want like OG James Charles YouTube content back. Like, I don't know, I suppose he does post some OG content and he still posts makeup content, but I feel like there's not really a makeup content creator anymore. I don't know, maybe it's just because I don't watch as many of them. I feel like nothing is as good as back in the day when we'd watch like Nikki tutorials and James Charles, and I don't actually know about Nikki tutorials, but I feel like they're not posting as more, obviously, because they've been doing it for long enough now. I'm now going to take this Revolution bronzer, and this is very pigmented, so I'm going to go very lightly, but with that same bronzer brush. And I'm just going to basically use this to go over top where the under bronzer was. But obviously, because we put foundation on it, it's toned it down now. Also, guys, I don't know if I spoke about this. I probably haven't because I haven't seen you since before Christmas, but I'm so sad. That's why I just vlogmas. But like, I don't even know. I'm not sure why I still call her Zoella, but obviously missing Zoe and Alfie on my screen, to be honest. My all-time favourite YouTubers. And then for blush, I'm just going to take my painted pink drink blush. Taking the same brush I always use for blush. And I'm going to go into the cream shade first. And we're going to pat this on, but we kind of don't want to go too crazy because, as we all probably know by now, this is a very pigmented cream blush. I'm going to bring it up onto the eye a bit because the eye's going to be pink anyway. And then before we go in with the powder version of that, I'm going to go in with my concealer under my eyes. I do just go a little heavier with the concealer when I've got blush on underneath. But again, I don't really want to waste it when we don't need it on. And I'm just going to take a big foundation brush to blend some of that. And then I like to go in on the corner of my eyes with the big brush because it just gets it blended into the right places. And then I always take a little beauty blender into the under eye in the corner just because it fits perfectly. And then I'm just going to take my translucent powder to go in under the eye so we don't have any creasing. And then I'll bring that down the side of the nose just to lighten it up a bit. And then we're going to take the powder shade from the Painted blush, go over the blush. Now I'm going to go in with highlighter. I'm just taking this Revolution highlighter and this is in the shade Pink Seduction. And I'm just taking it on this little highlighting brush. And I'm just going to put it on my cheek above the blush. Oh, on top of the blush, not above it. And again, as all Revolution highlighters, you literally need the tiniest dusting. To be honest, just Revolution in general, because that bronzer earlier was Revolution as well. It's just insane the pigment they do. I used to go into school like beaming like the sun because I would just pack on my Revolution highlighter and I literally needed the tiniest bit. It was awful. Like the highlighter was so good and I was just like, no, I need more. I was highlighter blind. But imagine this, but 10 times. Now moving on to eyes, and I'm going to take my Beauty Bay Bright Mattes palette. You've seen this before. And I'm basically just going to be focusing on like the pink shades along here. I'm going to take this fluffy brush to start. And I'm going to start out with the shade Sweet Tooth, which is the lightest shade of pink in this palette. And I'm going to show you on this eye because it's probably easier for you to see. And I'm basically just going to blend a bit here where the blush is, so it may as well not be there. And in the inner corner as well. So you'll see what I mean. Because this is like a bit of a broken eye look rather than a full one. Like there's still some skin showing on the eye. And then again, on the inner corner. I'm going to take that dense brush that I just said about. I'm going to take the Dragon Fruit, which is a very dark pink. It's the darkest pink in the palette. And I'm just going to do a little dot in the middle of where I've just put the pink. Like so. And then we're going to take the fluffy brush and blend around it. So that we have a bit more of a deeper colour somewhere in there. Might just spread it a bit more than just a circle because we can kind of see the outline still. There, I think that'll be better. And then I'll just blend that. And it gives it a bit more depth before we add any of the bits we're adding on top. So I've just zoomed you in to my eyes, kind of. And we finished the same on the other eye as we just did with the pink shadow, so we don't need that anymore. And now I'm just going to be taking for the eyes my Create paints in the shades Pinky Promise and Ghosted, so they're just the pink and white shades. and I'm not exactly sure what happened to my pink, but I must have done something for a video where it got pretty messy. But I'm going to shake these up, I'm going to put them onto the back of my hand. We're going to find a small brush that can create a perfect circle, and then I'll be back to do the eyes. So now that I've got the paint on my hand, I'm taking the ends of two brushes. Can't figure out where you are because you zoomed in. Just the ends of two face painting brushes, and we're just going to use the end to stamp some dots onto the outer and the inner parts of the lid. I'll probably speed this process up because it's going to be a bit boring, but I'll just show you the one eye and then I'll move on and do the next, and I'll come back to you after that. So these are both the eyes finished, so I'll zoom you back out now to carry on with the rest of the face. So now to carry on with this makeup, I'm going to take this e.l.f. black eyeliner, and I'm basically going to do a bit of liner along just the top lash line. I'm not going to do a flick or anything, just a solid black line before we go in with mascara. So I just did a bit of the liner in the lower lash line as well, but I didn't show that because some of the faces you have to pull to get in there. And now I'm just applying a black mascara. This is my Max Stack mascara, and I've curled my lashes, so I'm just gonna go in on my lashes. And now for lips, which is the finishing step, I'm just gonna take my Revolution lip liner. This is in the shade Chauffeur. And I'm just going to line my lips with this and then go over it with a clear gloss. And then for clear gloss, I'm just taking my Collection Juicy Infusions, and this is just clear gloss, but it is a bit stained from previous lipsticks. And I'm just going to put that over top. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. This is the finished look, so I'm going to go off, record a few clips to insert for you here of the finished look, and I'll see you back for the outro. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really hope you enjoyed this pink graphic eyeshadow look. I don't think I've done anything like this before, but obviously every so often we always delve into the graphic liners or eyeshadows because I just think it's a bit of fun and it's not too serious when you're not doing a full face. But anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and a lovely New Year's. When you're seeing this, it will be Friday, which will be 16th. I knew that because it's my best friend's birthday. But when you're seeing this, it will be Friday the 16th and we'll be well into 2026. I was going to say 2025 then. We'll be into the year, 2 weeks into the year. We basically are now. And yeah, I hope your New Year's going well. If you want to let me know any of your New Year ins and outs in the comments below, feel free to do it. I did actually forget to discuss them with you, but you guys know about my social media ones, so that'll do for now. And yeah, keep up your good habits, and I hope you all had a lovely Christmas family time over the end of the year. And yeah, I just hope you're all excited for what this new year brings, because I am. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys back here next week for another one, because I think I'm going to stick to YouTube weekly, because just like I said, I'm not sure about the long form content over on TikTok. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for watching and still being here, still sticking around. And I hope that this year brings more build up for me and what I do on my channel over here. So if you're new, please subscribe and leave a like, leave a comment. And yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys back here next week for another one. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.